Greetings, my excellent friends. It's Sunday, February 4th, 2024, here in cold, cloudy, rainy Tokyo, Japan. You've got the Hobby Drifter here once again, and I've got something fairly special here. This is a set of the reissued Real Ghostbusters figures from Kenner / Hasbro. I was surprised to find, when I was looking at these before this video, that these apparently came out in 2020. I thought it was 2022 or something, but I guess 2020, so 4 years ago already. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I'm not really much for retro figures. I don't go out, purposely hunting down things like the old Transformers or things of that nature. I prefer to just buy the newer, arguably nicer stuff. Love the old stuff, loved it as a kid, especially this stuff, but it's with space being limited, I prefer to just get the newer, nicer ones. But Ghostbusters is particularly special to me for a couple of different reasons. It was the first show I watched as a kid, 3-4 years old, where I specifically wanted to see it. I wanted to watch it again. I wanted to watch more of it. When I was, a young kid, there would be, you'd sit down, you'd turn on the TV, you'd watch, cartoons or whatever, with your Bugs Bunny or, sometimes like Dennis the Menace or He-Man or whatever. But this was the first show that I was like, I like this. I want more of this. So I mean that set me down a path. But it was also the first series that I specifically wanted toys of. Like, I wanted toys of these characters. So they were very, very important to me as a child. And I never had a full set of them as a kid. I had the Ecto-1, I had Egon and Ray that I got when I was like in kindergarten. A few years later I got Peter used from a garage sale without the ghost or the proton pack. And many, many years later I found Winston at a used toy store in Chicago, but again without the proton pack or the ghost. I had different versions. I had like the Fright Features Winston and Peter. I had the Screamin' Heroes versions of a couple of them. But as a kid, I never had all four of them in their regular cartoon uniforms. And I kind of figured that would be true forever. They did, I think it was Mattel, did a limited version of Real Ghostbusters figures that were basically remolds of their standard figures. They didn't look that great to me, and the cost of importing them to Japan would have been kind of prohibitive at the time, so I missed out on those. But these have been up on Amazon for a while now at very reasonable prices, so figured indulge in some nostalgia. Shortly after I came to Japan, a few years after, it was my first Christmas alone. It was coming up on my first Christmas alone in Kyushu. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to do something, Christmassy. So I went on eBay and I ordered a sealed set of the Power Rangers toys from '93, the Dragonzord, Megazord, Titanus. And on Christmas morning, I opened them up and I put them together for the first, and I was just like, okay, I got to check that off the childhood checklist, right? So I figured I'd do something similar this year. It's been a long couple of years, with COVID and work stuff and health stuff and all that. So it's on Amazon. You could get all four of the original guys for about $100 plus shipping. And then the car was particularly inexpensive. I think the car was only maybe $50-$60 shipped. I don't know, the yen to dollar exchange rate, I forget what it is, but it was doable. It was within the amount of money that I spend on hobby stuff. And I figured, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just enjoy the joy of childhood toys again. This will probably be the last time. I can't imagine I'm gonna do this again for any other line. And it's not like any other line. They're just gonna release a bunch of affordable reissues. I say affordable because every now and then you do get like Transformers reissues, but they're not cheap. That Missing Link Optimus Prime comes out this month, and it's like $150, something like that. So this video is just gonna be reminiscing about my childhood as a Ghostbusters fan, specifically a Real Ghostbusters fan. And let's get these opened. There. So we move this over here. Alright, we got Winston. I ain't afraid of no ghost. This is the multilingual packaging version, which means probably from Canada, maybe? Could have grabbed the green ghost and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man as well. Honestly, might at some point down the road. But honestly, again, with space being a concern, I can dedicate space to 4 of these, like, you know, 5-inch action figures. I don't know that I'm going to have space for also a ghost and this Marshmallow Man. Though I did love Stay Puft as a kid. So let's see, we got join the Real Ghostbusters in their ghost-chasing pursuits. You can collect all the Real Ghostbusters, heroes and ghosts, and stage your own supernatural battles. Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, Egon Spengler, and Winston Zeddemore. I very rarely saw these on store shelves. The later ones that came out, the Slimed Heroes and Fright Features, those I would see pretty regularly, but the original things, didn't see those very often. So, I am not doing this in any way that's particularly meant to preserve the bubbles or anything. I might keep the card backs, but I'm not looking to re-display these in the packaging ever again. So, opening a Real Ghostbusters toy, that does take me back. There's Winston. Comes with instructions. Instructions printed in 2019, putting these in it being made about 5 years ago. That is incredible. The instructions are printed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 languages. And weirdly, Japanese, not one of them. So here's our first ghost. I've never had one of these ghosts before. That's super cool. A little mohawk, a beak. Remember the plastic being quite so snug around these figures when I was a kid. Alright, there he is. There's Winston. Originally voiced by Arsenio Hall in the cartoon. Yeah. Even as a kid, it bugged me that they had the straps molded onto them. But I mean, I got it then, and I get it now. One take. All right. And then we got our proton pack and neutrino wand. I had heard, and I guess it's true, that this is a little bit different than on the original version. I think in the original this had like a more flared tip or something. Maybe it's to prevent people selling them as vintage ones. Though I don't know that Hasbro particularly cares about stuff like that. Can't imagine why they would. All right, here we go. There's Winston with his proton pack and neutrino wand. Very, very nice. Oh. After almost 40 years, we've got one of these complete in my collection. Bought one of these from Quake Collectibles in Chicago maybe 20 years ago, at least 20 years ago, for a very reasonable price, just so I could finally say that I've got it. But this is the first time I've had one that was complete, and I'm glad he's here. Swig of coffee for the working man. You could probably make some comment about how the black Ghostbuster was the last one that I got, but you shouldn't. It wasn't intentional. Next, Egon, always my favorite Ghostbuster, because I was a science-y geek even back then. I always thought he was the leader. I was surprised to hear that some people considered Peter to be the leader of the Ghostbusters. I still think it should be Egon. This was the first one that I opened way back in like 1988. Got him and Ray from my dad. I don't remember exactly why. Because that was a pretty rare thing. It wasn't just like, oh, here you go, have a new toy. There was usually like some reason for it. So. Getting Egon opened. A couple of years back, I saw that these were showing up on clearance at some stores in the U.S., and maybe in Canada too. Thing is, shipping stuff like internationally has gone up in price like so much over the last few years that even if I had a friend or whatever pick up a set, it would have cost me significantly more to ship it. Oh, I probably could have done it. So looking at Egon here, I think this is a lighter color than the original, but maybe my memories are just so much brighter. I remember this ghost very well because I remember, like, I think a friend of mine or a kid at school figured out that you could put them like over the character's head, and it was just a cool little feature. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering, but Were the plastic trays always so tight? Like, I seem to remember them being more like just there to like hold the toy. Is this like an anti-theft thing? Like you couldn't possibly, you know, get it out of the packaging, you know, quietly if you're trying to seal it in the store? Or is that just me imagining things? Egon Spengler with his weird, like, pompadour mullet thing. Look at that happy face. Let's compare these two. Yeah, so I don't see any reused parts. They're different heights, different builds. I mean, obviously the proton pack is the same mold, but I mean, different face, torso, arms, and legs. No reused parts. The later Mattel versions did not do that. So there we go, we got Egon and Winston. 2 out of the box. These are perfectly serviceable toys for kids. Like, they're not one-to-one screen accurate, but they're, you know, obviously who they're supposed to be. There's some pretty nice paint applications on there. The action feature of the proton pack works. Obviously, there had to be some modifications to the proton pack versus the one that's shown on screen. I mean, having like that pointy, you know, gun part is not going to work for these characters. You know, there's not a lot of articulation on here, but there's enough to where you can stand them up and pose them how you want. And it's not like the Ghostbusters themselves are ever doing like a lot of really, you know, dynamic acrobatic poses on the show. So, you know, whatevs. We got Ray, good old Ray. I remember that happy, goofy face. I don't remember. I must have lost that ghost pretty quickly when I was a kid, because I don't remember having that very long. Yeah, this was one that I got from my dad along with Egon way back in like '88. And is most definitely still somewhere in my parents' attic, because no matter what they would have thrown out or whatever over the years, they would not have thrown out any Ghostbusters stuff intentionally, or really most of anything at all. I've still got a ton of my old childhood stuff in their attic. And another very loud plastic thing here, which I love. Okay, so Ray feels different. Like maybe this version is like hollow or whatever, but the plastic feels a little bit different than the 80s version did, or that might just be my imagination. It's a very gummy looking ghost, looks like a grape gummy. And the proton pack. I wonder if this means that the new proton packs wouldn't work on the vintage ones. That'd be kind of a shame, because I gotta be honest, when I first saw the reveal of these from, I think, like Toy Fair, I was thinking, well, maybe I could just buy a set of these and then put the proton packs in my old ones, and then just like, or I could just have a nice set of Ghostbusters. Oh no, Ray! Vigo got him. I took down my photo studio backdrop. You can see some of the glue, the schmutz back there. Sorry about it. And once again, no reused parts between any of these three. Completely different sculpts for the arms, legs, torso, and head, plus a different ghost. All right, last one. We got Peter. I swear that these guys had the ghosts had names, but Peter with his bright green eyes. Maybe it's the single language versions of these that have the ghosts' names on them. Alright, one more bit of squeaky plastic and we don't have to do this again. There we go, the final real Ghostbuster, Peter Venkman, and his weird gorilla-looking ghost thing. You kind of would have thought that one of them could have come with, you know, Slimer, but I guess, you know, then that would have been one less thing to sell. Still, I don't think they ever made a Slimer that was, you know, like in scale with the figures. Seems like a lot of pretty obvious things they just never, like, toy companies didn't do back in the day. But then I guess that might just be me. So here's Peter with his nice hair and his haunting green eyes. And looking at here, and yeah, kind of thought maybe he shared a bit of tooling with some of the other guys, but nope, all once again unique. So here we go. We got all four, the fabulous foursome. Ray, Winston, Egon, and Peter, all with their proton packs and their respective ghost partners. Wow. Wow. I've waited for this since 1988. But something I didn't have to wait very long for was this. And originally I was thinking about just buying this and maybe displaying my movie Ghostbusters along with it. But here it is, the Ecto one. That famous chair. Apparently there is another ghost in here too. But, alright, so story time. My aunt, my godmother, just back in 88-ish, out of the goodness of her own heart and wallet, for no real reason whatsoever, just got me this. And again, when I was a kid, just getting toys, especially new toys, was very rare. That was there had to be some kind of a reason for it. But yeah, my aunt was just like, oh, well, you'd like this. And she was right. He did. I held on to the original Ecto 1 for a very, very, very long time. It's, again, still in my parents' attic. It's still in nice shape. I mean, I used it a lot, but I did take care of my toys, even as a young child. So I don't remember what the inside of the box was like of the original 80s version. I don't know. I don't think there was like styrofoam or anything. I think it might have just been sitting in the box. This one though, this one is not coming out super easily. There we go. It is wrapped in paper, along with the instruction booklet and another one of these warning choking hazard things. So let's see the paperwork. I'm already not loving how this is folded. Yeah, that's not ideal. That's not great. I forgot this was a sticker. But alright, we got instructions on where to put the stickers, how to fasten a seat belt, where to put the figures, how you can put the seat in the back like so. Yeah, I kind of wish this hadn't just been squished into the box, because this would be kind of nice to hang on to. But here we go. Ecto 1 in all its glory. There it is. Should probably put this in frame, huh? Move the guys out of the way. And just handling these things is giving me such a nostalgic rush. Like I'm young and happy again. There we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. Let's open up this little paper thing here. Like opening a Christmas present. Ah, here we go. Again, could have been Slimer, but this is a cool looking ghost. Yeah, look at that. Pretty sure that ghost is long gone. I've still got the car, I've still got the chair back in my parents' attic, but I think the ghost is long gone. But hey, maybe I'll take a look next time I'm there for a visit. There we go. Oh, would you look at that? Absolutely beautiful. Of course, the real Ecto-1, the car the Ecto-1 is based on, would be probably about twice as long compared to the size of the Ghostbusters themselves. That is a big car. I didn't really know how big it was until fairly recently, because I'd never seen one in person. But that car is an absolute beast. So, I mean, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. I'm going to put the stickers on this thing, and unlike the ones that I had as a child, I'm going to put the stickers on well. Yes, I do wish they had not come folded like this. That is going to make things a little bit less smooth. And original Ghostbusters stickers. There they go on very nicely. That's pretty cool, huh? Logo on the door. I wonder how white this is gonna stay. I mean, even like the one I got in the 80s, last I saw it a couple of years ago, even after just sitting in the attic for however long, was still in, still pretty white. It hadn't turned, that weird yellowish color that these things do. So, I wonder if this one is going to maintain its color as well, or if it's going to be like a lot of newer toys with white plastic that start to yellow more quickly. I very nearly put that sticker on the wrong spot. I wonder how many kids just didn't bother at all putting the stickers on. Or maybe they thought it would be more fun to put the stickers on a notebook or something. And it goes on very smoothly. Very nice. I got this windshield sticker. Forgot was a sticker. Like in my memory, it was clear plastic, but obviously my memory is not accurate. Or maybe it's some weird Mandela effect thing, and there is a universe where the Kenner Ecto-1 had a clear window and not a sticker. From the Berenstain Bears universe. Alright, so even though it was kind of folded, it went on there pretty well. Pretty nicely, yeah. Alright. Alright, then of course the license plates. Holding this thing in my hands now here in Tokyo is weird. This was such a fundamental part of my childhood around Chicago that having it here now in this condition just feels off. My cat has decided to, one of my cats has decided to join us here. May make an appearance up on the table at some point. I know that these proton pack strains are something he would love to munch on, so preparing myself for that. There it is, perfectly stickered. There it is, the Ecto-1, along with Ray does not want to stand up very well. Along with Ray, Peter, Winston, and Egon, and their respective ghosts. And one more. All right, so that's it. That's the original 4 Ghostbusters and the Ecto-1, all finally in my collection at the same place at the same time, even if it is half a world away from where I wanted them in the first place. I'm very, very excited to have these. I did get that nostalgic rush that I was after. I feel like it has definitely helped me kind of close the book on this chapter of my my collecting life. The 4 figures and vehicle that started my interest in toy collecting, and they're here, and they will be proudly displayed on my current shelf and on whatever future incarnations of my my toy shelves await in the future. So guess all there is to do now is wait another month and a half or so and check out the new Ghostbusters movie, the 5th Ghostbusters movie. I can't believe it. I waited decades for another Ghostbusters movie after Ghostbusters 2, and now in another month and a half there will be 5 of them. There will have been more Ghostbusters movies released while I was in Japan than when I was in the United States. That's a weird thing to wrap your head around. All right, well, that is all from me. Thank you all very much for sticking around for this video. Appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, or you just want to share your favorite Ghostbusters memories down in the comments, please do so. I'll be around. I do check the comments and I respond whenever I have a chance. Thanks everyone. Take care. Happy hobbying.